Okay, so this is a follow-up video to my Color Classic, my trusty Macintosh that was handed down to me from somebody I knew who worked at my school, my elementary school. He was a custodian. His daughter went to college in the 90s and used, I think this Macintosh was actually, I think it was bought used. I'm not sure of the specifics, but this has been in my possession for nearly 22 years, going on this fall. So I've had this Mac. It was in service, in air quotes, for my use for about 2 to 3 years, and then it had sat not in bad conditions. It was right. So, this Color Classic started to develop a problem in 2019. The video of it is on my portal, my platforms. I was using it in my office in the spring of that year. I was trying to digitize or back up a lot of my school stuff. So when I went to school with the Macs, I had my floppy disk that the school issued to me, and I kept them for all these years. And the intent was to get this data off the Color Classic and onto a more permanent medium, which would be a Power Mac G3 or the G4, run Classic OS to mount the data and store the data on, a modern ATA drive, because they'll last a little bit longer. Then I brought it downstairs. I mean, I was, it's not like I dropped it or anything like that, but I put it down the wrong way perhaps. And as many of you people know, with the classic Mac OS, the boot process is you hear the startup chime, and if it's an all-in-one like the Color Classic, the screen will click on, and then you'll see the cursor. Now, with the mouse attached, you can in a way manipulate the cursor at that point, but you really shouldn't be seeing that cursor move, because in about 2 seconds, which seems like eternity in today's standards, you're supposed to see the Happy Mac, and it's supposed to hand off to the hard drive if you're using System 7 with a Mac like the Color Classic. But in 2019, I was seeing that cursor and I wasn't hearing the hard drive. I'm like, I knew where it was going, because this is not usual. And I believe the hard drive was on its fritz. So I did another, I turned it on again, started up with the camera. And then this will be the third time. Now, I have actually reached out to the Macintosh Librarian, and I PM'd her on Instagram, and she gave me some advice, basically lubing it, checking for the rubber for the or is it the rubber or the material that uses to move the spindle. It could be a bad gear, it could be a whole slew of things. I gave her the link to the original video, but I did not. The microphone didn't really pick up that easily, but I'm wearing my lav mic, and so I'm going to basically start this up one last time. Now, to get into the hard drive, you do have to get to the Torx and open up the monitor. And I've done this before. You just have to be a little bit careful, and then you can get the hard drive at that point, and then you can get into the rescuing that way. There's some people out there like Brandon Bishop that will be really disappointed at this, but a lot of vintage Macintosh collectors are using flash-based mediums to basically boot up. Yes, you will not get the sound, you will not get the feel, but not everybody treats their computers like old cars. And unfortunately, another issue that surrounds with these old Macintoshes with the internal hard drives, made prior to 1996 and 97 was it used the SCSI drive. Now, there's nothing wrong with SCSIs, but the problem that you run into is that it needs the Apple firmware for the startup disk to know that this is a startup disk to boot up on. So unless you do some transplant with an Apple firmware on a SCSI, you're kind of screwed. So there are hacks around it with the software base, with the flash drives. But yes, I know it's not going to be the good, it's not going to have that experience like driving an old, car. That's unfortunately, it's like, what option do you want to trash the Mac because you can't get the hard drive sound, or get some resemblance of what it was like? It's kind of like, it's you're kind of in that situation. So you'll see my edit bay here. I know I'm not the most organized kind of guy on the planet here, but I'm an artist, so I'm creative and I know it, so I'm not going to deny it. But I'm going to just disconnect this screen here, and then it's tied to a power a surge protector up on the shelf here, so I'm going to just pull that off and then plug this in. So wish me a lot of luck. This Mac has been, like I said, taken with very good care. You'll notice that I could theoretically retrowrite this, but I don't want to retrowrite it. It's very risky, and it's been taken with a lot of good care. I'm not going to risk my life with high voltages, especially with my erratic life going on right now, that if I touch it I could drop dead because I have an erratic, kind of dealing with a lot of high stressful things right now. So I'm gonna plug this in, and come on, there we go. So it's on the off position because it's on the 0, because the thing with the Color Classic is that it's got a rocker switch, but you have to use the power on key to boot the thing up. It's kind of ironic. So I think this keyboard is working. I mean, the keyboard's got some wackiness going on, but the only thing I need to do is turn this thing on to just check the hard drive. So now I'm going to take my microphone, my lav mic here, and excuse me while I move over here. I'm just going to move the tripod a little bit, my new fancy tripod. I'm going to put it like literally underneath the speaker, so you can right here, because the hard drive's right here, so you can hear everything. Hope and pray we don't have to deal with a smoke show. My favorite smoke show is some bay, but not a Mac that's gonna lose itself. So just pray, people. I'm ready to run away. So I didn't look at my counter, but that looked more like 10 seconds. And you probably heard an acceleration, deceleration, acceleration, deceleration. That was kind of what I heard about 2 years ago to this time. It was around August, I believe. And you will see here that I can move the cursor. And this is typically, it's the basic. I don't know if I can change the contrast. Yep, I can change the contrast, but if I get the sad Mac, I think it will cancel everything out. So, that's not a good sign. This is clearly this is your worst. Oh, I didn't realize that the cursor goes over the blank question mark. So at this point, I'm just going to leave this on. You can probably hear in the fan because I moved moved the mic over, but I'm just going to sit here and wait a few minutes to see if the hard drive does accelerate again as the boot ROM, or the toolbox, excuse me, is going to try to call it up again. I don't know for sure. It's been a long time since I've dealt with the technical side of the Macs for a while. Oh, down here it's chopped up. If you go over here, it's curved, and down here it's more rounded. So who knows what that's causing? What's causing that? That's not the hard drive. The hard drive, it's not doing anything. Now, for the hell of it, I'm just gonna put in this non-startup disk. I don't think it's a startup disk. We'll find out. Wow, that was pretty. Wow, that's crazy. It didn't even give a chance to. That was very quick. Wow. Sometimes it takes at least 5 seconds for the startup disk to know that it's not. Yeah. So that's a promising sign. I'm gonna just be honest with you that what I heard, bunch of scuzzies to my mini vacs in the other room. Excuse me, VMS. But unfortunately, it wouldn't work. It doesn't have Apple's firmware. So that's all for now. Now, in later videos, I will, at this point, start, once I get my LaserJet back up and running, that's going to be another thing I'm going to be working on. I'm getting that back up on its feet. I'll deal with the Color Classic, but for all intents and purposes now, I'm going to have to put this puppy away, and it's in pretty good condition, and I'm not, it's my baby. You know, I've always treated it as such. I haven't used it, but in the times I have used the Color Classic, it has brought me the fond memories. So Classy's gonna go away for now, but not forgotten. Till next time, bye.